But listen, I host this podcast on a website called nextgenforward.com because when I started that website, I believed that the world is changing very rapidly. You and I talk about it. Terrence McKenna called it the quickening.
The quickening, I see it all the time.
Not only is the world speeding up, but the rate at which technology is advancing is speeding up exponentially. The way things happen, it's crazy. I mean, ChatGPT is the newest sort of phenomenon. It's really, as far as AI experts explain it, not that like.
There's a much larger stepping stone to be taken.
Well, yeah, it's not that like. I can't find the word I'm looking for, but it's not like a game changer. It's just sort of the public face of the increase in technology that has been happening behind the scenes for 10, 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are saying as a result of AI, now these massive tech giants, essentially at this point our economy is based on.
Mm-hmm.
Like the growth of our economy is based in tech and innovation. And Google, Microsoft, Apple, Twitter, Facebook, they the big
Amazon,
the big blue chip stocks you invest in, they call it FANG. Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google is like
I never heard that.
Yeah, it's the sort of
FANG,
like can't lose type shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just put your money in there; it's gonna grow no matter what.
Yep.
These companies have all been laying off people by the 10,000s.
Yeah, by a lot.
Yeah, you wanna hit us with the numbers here?
All right, so Google, parent company Alphabet, they laid off 12,000 people, so that puts them at about like 140,000 jobs now. And last year, this time, they had like 160,000 around employees, 157,000. Microsoft, they laid off 10,000 people. Theirs, I could only get... No, actually, June of last year, they had 221,000.
So that was a smaller share.
Yeah, I mean, both of those companies are pretty small in terms of, how many employees they have.
Well, no, I mean, compared to Amazon maybe, but that's it. Like,
well, wait till I get to fucking Meta and Twitter, because those ones are pretty significant.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. Amazon, like, this is like nothing. They did 18,000 of the 1.6 million they had at the start of last year. So, But I mean, as a whole, each one of those people are affected, and, that sucks.
Yeah. Keep going with the numbers.
Yeah. So Meta, 11,000 people are getting laid off. That's around 13% of their employees. So they had around 71,000 at the beginning of last year. Okay. Twitter, Elon laid off around 3,700 people. And at the beginning of last year, they had 7,500, so almost 50%.
It's more than that now.
Has it grown since then?
Yeah, but they're down to about 1,300 employees at Twitter.
Okay.
Down from 7,500 in November. So.
Wait, they're down to what?
1,300.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, that's actually crazy. And then Apple hasn't laid off anybody yet.
Right. And I've seen people sort of applauding them because I think Tim Cook took a...
Well, it seems like they didn't... a lot of these companies hired pretty rapidly during COVID.
And they didn't as much.
Right.
But I think, did Tim Cook take like a massive pay cut, right, apparently?
Oh, yeah, that's what you were telling me, that, he took a $50 million pay cut?
I believe so. Tim Cook's salary to drop 40% at his request. Oh, and Google CEO Sundar Pichai says he will take less pay this year as he... Hold on. As he joins J.P. Morgan's Jamie Dimon and Apple's Tim Cook in taking a compensation hit. All right, Chaser's pretty good. Yeah, so I want to make the point on Apple that, yes, they took a big pay cut. That's great. Tim Cook. Also, they're the only company on this list that their main revenue stream is a physical product, right? Well, Amazon is a different ballgame entirely.
Well,
but
Microsoft sells, like, computers and stuff.
True, but they're most
software.
Software is their biggest ballgame.
In terms of, like, their main product.
They're a consumer product.
Yes.
To mass market. And they're the only company that has the luxury of outsourcing the majority of their the inputs for that product to Foxconn, who will pay their laborers like $3 a day.
Good point.
So, yeah, congratulations, Tim Cook, for taking $40 million less of the wages you earned on slave labor.
So, and you also...
Bravo, brother.
So you asked me before, like, where most of these layoffs are happening, like what departments.
Yeah.
So a lot of sales,
Okay, which can be outsourced to AI.
20% sales, and a lot of like third party, I guess
Vendors and
selling bulk
subcontractors.
and, just fucking sell it at whatever price you want from there.
Yeah.
Recruiting and HR departments, if you're firing people, you don't need to.
People that hire people.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I think recruiting's a scam anyway, and I apologize to my family that works in it, but
And then
it's a pyramid scheme.
and then just marketing.
You're
and
hiring somebody to get people? Yeah, that's a pyramid scheme. Sorry.
It depending
Anyway, go on.
depending on the company. I
Sure,
when it's like
sure.
fucking knives and shit, yeah,
Yes.
like Cutco.
Yes. Sure.
But and then marketing and other talent teams like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's people are framing this as this is AI, this is what happens. I think it's a little more nuanced than that. First of all, I think that these corporations
Yeah, I don't think it's that deep yet. I think they're also looking at the recession that seems to be staring us in the face.
looming. Well, and I wanted to share this tweet from this accountant I follow on Twitter, Genevieve Roche Stechter. Google's cost savings from laying off 12,000 workers, $2.5 billion. Money spent on stock buybacks last year, $57 billion.
So they just saved $2.5 billion by laying everybody off.
Yeah.
And then
But
what was
last
the
year
second?
they spent $57 billion buying their stock back from investors
Oh my god.
to have more control. So if they maybe just wanted, I'm really bad at math, but what is 2%? What is 2.5 million out of 5 billion? Like 3% of it? I don't know. I'm terrible at math.
I don't know. I can't
Anyway,
do
if
that.
they wanted fucking 2.5 billion less dollars, they could have. I mean, and obviously it's way more complicated than that. You have business models, you have projections.
Yeah,
like-
are you just saying they could have found that somewhere else?
yes.
Okay.
I'm just saying that all these layoffs partially, one of the reasons they come at the same time is because these companies can all justify it, saying, well, if Microsoft did it, look at the climate. Yes, JP Morgan said it's okay because this is coming. Like they're
Business ethics.
You remain 1 point ahead. Mr. Gordon, it is your turn. Mr. Madison, choose the topic.
I choose business ethics.
Is that what he starts calling everybody in the room stupider?
he's like, everyone in this room is now stupider for having listened
To that.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Oh, dude, but the industry. Now that, my friends, was a revolution. All right. I didn't have much on that. I just wanted to announce the numbers, have people aware. I mean, there probably is going to be a recession. I don't know. I also, in this fucking bizarre 1984 world we live in, like everything has been redefined. The word vaccine has been redefined. The word recession was also recently defined.
Right. I do remember that.
So
It had to do with a certain amount of quarters in a row with a negative GDP, right?
correct. And I
And
guess
they just changed the fine print, really. They just changed like 2 words.
well, yeah, basically to buy themselves another quarter. But Michael Burry, the guy from The Big Short that Christian
okay,
Bale
yeah,
played,
yeah.
says the U.S. is in a recession by any definition. So it's very interesting, and I'm not a big finance guy. I've been reading more about it lately, but I'm not like well versed in it. But what I do understand is that the Fed's game plan through the tools they have, like quantitative tightening, quantitative easing, basically meaning widening or loosening the stream at which capital flows out of the Fed, that they're pumping dollars into our money system.
But then that affects the interest rate, right?
Right, and that, well, no, the interest rate is how they do that a lot of the times.
Oh, okay.
They lower, but their express intent to do that, since inflation, is to hike unemployment, because that is what they identify as a problem. Why is inflation so rampant? Because everybody's got a job. That's, we got to have people not having so many jobs so the dollar's worth more, which is fucking buco bananas considering how much money just got poured into the economy during COVID and, like, just in general.
There is no good without bad, ever.
That's a very, very true point.
Yin and yang.
I do. Balance is the fundamental principle of the universe.
But everything just seems to be balanced in such a skewed way that everything is
It's
like...
not balanced.
Well, it's either fucking far this way or it's super far that way.
The pendulum. So every once in a while, you just see the pendulum be over the middle, and everyone be like, "Oh wow, today's a nice
I wish it would
day,
just
and
stay there."
9/11 wasn't real. What the
Right.
fuck is going on?
Sandy Hook was a
that's
conspiracy.
Yeah, and then over here it's like Donald Trump got pissed on by Russian hookers, and then the pendulum comes back. You're like, I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, please just stay in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
America.
listen. Can't live with her. Can't live without her.
That's
I
right.
still love this country. It's
The beautiful.
At the end of the day, this is the most entertaining dystopia I've ever witnessed.
The red, white, and blue.
You couldn't. Fucking Hunger Games ain't got shit on this.